Hey everyone, and welcome to the channel. Today I want to share with you some different gift ideas for any guy in your life, whether it's a boyfriend, a spouse, a father, or just any other guy. Now, this can be for Christmas, it can be for anniversaries, or even birthdays, or any time of the year. We've got quite a few items on the list, so we're gonna go ahead and jump into them in just a second. But to make things really easy, I actually linked down below the entire list that I'm gonna be sharing with you here today, if you wanna just go and check that out really quickly. But of course, we're gonna go into just a little bit of detail with every single item as we go through the list. Now, to begin with, we're gonna have a Keurig K-Cup Mini. Now, this is gonna be for any guy who maybe doesn't have the space for a full Keurig, or just likes the minimalism that goes along with this. I think this is a fantastic gift for any coffee lover. Now, next up is going to be a grooming kit. So any guy that has a big beard, that maybe wants to keep things nice and clean, have some oil that goes along with it, this has everything packed into one. Next up is going to be a toolkit. This can be great for any guy that doesn't already have a toolkit. So if they got it, you can ignore this one. Next up is going to be a board game. Now, this one is going to be the one that I recommend the most, and it's Thanos Rising. So if they're a nerd with like superheroes and all that kind of stuff, this is a fantastic game because you actually are working together as a team with your friends and family members. So it's a really fun, different type of style than most board games. Now, kind of continuing on with board games and nerds, for the most part, you're gonna have superhero statues. This is great for any nerd in your life that maybe wants something. Now, you might not know which one to get exactly, but of course, if you just kind of look at the statues that they already have, you can kind of get a good idea of what you can get, and I almost promise you can never get a bad statue. Now, next up on this list is going to be I'm gonna mess this up, an herb garden. So this is awesome for anybody that likes to plant stuff, or any guys that like to maybe even cook and want some herbs in their house. Now, next up on this list is going to be a whiskey kit. This is gonna be a whiskey cup as well as whiskey cubes, as they call them. Essentially, you freeze the cubes and you put them in the actual cup instead of ice, so that way it doesn't actually water down your drink. So any guys in your life that like, whiskey or those hard liquors, this might be the one for them. So next up is gonna be a pocket knife. I think this is great for any guy in your life that maybe loves knives or needs to cut boxes up quite often at work or whatever the case may be, but there's a lot of different styles and a lot of cool options that you have to go with. Now, next up is gonna be a diffuser. So if this is somebody that maybe wants something a little bit more calming in their life, maybe in their office or even in their bedroom, a diffuser can go a really long way. Now, next up is going to be something else for the office, and this would be a moonlight. I think these are fantastic. I actually have one right over here, and they're really cool, a great aesthetic to an office or even a bedroom. So next up on this list is going to be a Roku Express, which essentially allows them to watch all their streaming services on a television, maybe that they don't already have like a box for. So if they have like Netflix and Hulu and all those different services, they can watch on a television or even take this to go with them if they travel a lot too. Now, after that, you also have weighted blankets. This is great for anybody that likes pressure and maybe also blankets as well, but these are really cool gifts that I think can go a long way. And next up is going to be wooden puzzles. These are really cool. I think this is an awesome, unique gift that you can get someone that's a little bit different than what most people get. The one that I have here has like a set of 12 different types of puzzles. And the cool thing after that is they also look really nice inside like an office or, maybe at work as well too. So next up on this list is going to be a set of hot sauces. Now, I think this is really cool for anybody that is a fan of hot sauce because you get to try a whole bunch of different varieties, and I think it's a little bit different and unique. Now, next up on the list is maybe for any of those tech guys that you have at home. This is a really cool gift because not only can it charge their iPhone, not only their Apple Watch, but then also their Apple AirPods, which most likely they might have all three if they're a big Apple fan, and they can just have this in their nightstand, or on their nightstand, I should say, and be able to charge all three items all at once. Now, continuing on with more like smart stuff, if they like the idea of having a smart house, doing smart lights is really cool. I think this is an awesome gift. I got 2 smart lights right over here. I can control with my phone. Continuing with that smart stuff is going to be with a Ring doorbell. This is really cool because not only is it a doorbell, but it's also a camera, and it's a really cool thing that you can actually see who's at the door on your phone and even talk to them as well too. So check that out for anybody who's a fan of tech. It's a little bit more expensive than most of the other things on the list. So next up on the list is going to be a watch. I think this is a really cool gift that you can get someone, even if they already have a couple watches, you can get a different type of style. And maybe to go along with it is a watch case. Maybe if they have quite a few watches, you can buy this so they can hold on to a lot of their watches instead of being all over the place. I think it looks really cool and a lot more fashionable to have it all in one. Now, after that, if they are a fan of grilling, having a grill kit can go a long way. Maybe they already have all the utensils, but they're like worn and torn. You can buy them a new set. Now, after that, we also have a poker kit. This is really cool for anybody that's a fan of poker or the idea of poker or any card games, to have this set. I think it's cool to just have in the house. So I think any guy would really like that. And kind of going back to the kitchen area, having a really cool knife set can go a long way for them. Now, of course, for most people, a knife set is nice, but this one right here actually has a really cool setup, so it looks nice, more so than just those wooden blocks in most people's kitchens. If you have a guy that loses pretty much everything in their life, this would be a really cool gift. And these are the tiles. Now, tiles, you pretty much can put on like your keychains or anything else that you generally lose or they generally lose. And you can find it with your phone, so that way they can not have to lose anything anymore. Next up is going to be a backpack. Backpacks are a great gift, especially if they're heavy duty and can go a long way. Maybe they're travelers, maybe somebody who, goes around a lot and needs to put things in a backpack. Now, next up is maybe an indoor grill. Maybe they don't have the space for like a big grill and they want to cook some stuff on there, maybe some hamburgers and whatnot and some veggies. Indoor grill, I think, is a pretty cool gift. And next up after that is going to be some ties. Maybe if they are a fan of wearing suits, maybe get them some really nice ties. There are so many different varieties out there that you can go with. And then maybe to add on to that is a belt holder. Now, this is a really cool gift. I actually have a couple belts that are just kind of hanging inside of a drawer, but to be able to have it hooked up and then have them look really nice and all cleaned up, I think is a pretty awesome gift, especially if it's maybe even like an add-on to whatever you're already getting. And then next up is going to be a wireless speaker. So if they're a fan of having some get-togethers or maybe just want to have their music out and about, kind of like old school boomboxes, you can have a wireless speaker. And then the really cool thing about these ones is that you can actually have two of them wirelessly connected together. So you can do kind of like a surround sound instead of like a mono with most wireless speakers. Now, next up, if you have somebody who has a lot of the tech stuff already in their home, maybe the smart lights or the Ring, maybe having a voice assistant in the house, if they don't already have one, can be a great gift. So whether it's the Amazon Alexa, like I talk about here, or maybe even like the Google Home, is a pretty cool gift to kind of add on to what they already have in their home. So next up on this list is going to be a charger pack. This is great for any guys that love to travel or maybe do a lot of business on their phone and their batteries die a lot. This is something that they can have in, their backpacks and just have it available for them as well. Next up is going to be a Zen garden. Maybe some guys like to be a little bit more calm, maybe have like that minimalistic style in their offices, and this is a great aesthetic to, whatever else they already have in their office or maybe even in their bedrooms as well. Now, if the guy that you're trying to get a gift for likes tea, I think having a tea kit is really cool. Now, the tea kit I have here already has a bunch of tea all together, but of course, after they use all that up, they can even add their tea bags from, other teas into this area, and it looks nice and clean, and it keeps everything all organized. Now, next up is going to be maybe some sunglasses. Maybe the guy you are getting a gift for loves sunglasses, so you can get him a new pair that can go really well with his face. I like the idea of getting somebody an Audible subscription because this can go a long way for them. Maybe they like to read books, but they don't have the time for it, so they can listen to them on the drives to work. And I think it's a pretty cool gift that kind of keeps on giving. Now, earlier we talked about a grooming kit. They also have shaving kits. So if your guy likes to shave, this can go a really long way. But the cool part about this, it actually looks more aesthetically pleasing in a bathroom than just having all your razor stuff all over the place. Next up, if they are going back to that nerdy thing here, maybe they like Legos. I know it sounds kind of weird, but maybe your guy likes Legos. They like to either put them together or maybe collect them as like, collector items. So if they are a fan of like the Star Wars or any other kind of thing, just type that in with the word Lego right after it, and you could probably find some really cool stuff to be able to get them. Now, of course, getting clothing is a great option as well, whether it's button downs, nice shirts, shoes, any of that kind of stuff can go a long way. And it's funny because as you get older, or at least for guys as we get older, clothing becomes more of an appealing gift for us rather than just, the nerdy cool stuff that we also like as well. Maybe they actually do like to read, but like the digital side of things. A Kindle can go a long way because they can actually house so many books in there. Maybe they have an old Kindle and you can, get this new one for them. And I think it would be a really cool gift. And then the next item on this list is going to be a zero gravity chair, which I think is really cool for any guy who is a fan of, playing some video games or watching television and, being super relaxed, or maybe even just in the backyard having a nice beer. So next up on this list is going to be a gym bag. So like with some of the other things we talked about on this list, maybe they have an old gym bag that needs a replacement, or maybe they just need a gym bag because maybe they started going to the gym or want to start going to the gym, and this can be a great gift for them. Now, as I mentioned earlier, I have that link in the show notes down below that will link up to everything that I talked about here today really nicely all set up for you, so you can check all the items out on Amazon and make your shopping for this person really easy. Now, if you want some more gift ideas, check out my video right over here. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.